Hi everyone, my name is Didi. Welcome to World of Warships, and today I am going to talk about the Tenryu. This is a Japanese Tier 3 cruiser. I'm going to talk you through what is good about this ship, how you should use it on the high seas, what its strengths are, what its weaknesses are, hopefully give you some really good idea as to what you should be doing. And yeah, after I go through all those wonderful bits, I will put in my gameplay to show you how I put all that into action and to try and, get the best out of this ship. So let's talk about what's good about the Tenryu. Firstly, maneuverability, 33 knots. That is very, very quick, destroyer-like quick. So you're able to move around the seas really fast, stay out of contact, get into contact when you want to. I actually would call the Tenryu like an upgraded or beefier version of the destroyer. Sadly, it doesn't have the smoke screen, and I wish it did, but yeah, you are able to come in and out of combat really nicely using that speed, and the rubber shift time of 4 seconds is also very, very good. Concealment is the next, 8.3 surface detectability range. That to me is awesome because in terms of artillery, your main battery firing range is 11 kilometers, so you can shoot people much further than they can see you, which is perfect. You can then pick your combat, pick who you're shooting at, why, when, to stay away from big guns that are going to take you out. And the reason they're going to take you out, which is one of the negatives about the Tenryu, is the hit points at 17,700. For a tier 3 cruiser, that is nothing. You compare it with the St. Louis, which has got 27,000. Basically, you don't want to be trading shots with anyone with that kind of hit points. What else is good? Torpedoes. Yes, this thing has 2 sets of 3 tubed torpedoes halfway in the midships. They are at midships, therefore they can fire either side. Their range, Japanese tube torpedoes, their range is 7 kilometers, which is awesome. So my recommendation of tactics for this ship then, and I'll put this into action, is get yourself manoeuvring around. Pick your fights, pick your spots that you want to attack people in. The artillery, as you can see here, has a rate of fire of 11 rounds per minute. That means you're firing pretty much every 6 seconds. That is awesome. So you can really pepper, and that's probably the best thing. I wouldn't say the best thing, one of the best things actually, is that your rate of fire is awesome. Therefore you're going to be able to shoot down destroyers and other cruisers really, really quickly. And then your backup, when you get into some deep trouble, is you get the torpedoes out and fire 6 torpedoes out there, causes havoc, causes people to turn away from you, and while they're turning away from you, you can get on and run away, which is, with 17,700 hit points, is pretty important. So let's put this all into action. I'll show you the replay. This matchup has plenty of tier 3s, lots of scary ones, South Carolina and Kawachi, 2 battleships that will absolutely wreck a Tenryu, no problem at all. So the first thing I'm looking at is where I have been deployed, and that's in the middle of the map. So I do not wish to charge into the centre of the map because I will get taken out very, very quickly. So I'm going to head straight over to the left, where hopefully I can use my manoeuvrability, the speed of my ship, the fact that I'm not detected only from 8 kilometers away. I can start to use my guns at distance, popping in and out of being spotted to a great effect. Let me fast forward until I've got in position. And as I do that, I'm just going to mention the torpedoes. Because they've only got 7 kilometer range and you get spotted at 8.3 from the surface, you have to be quite clever as you actually use your torpedoes. And that is to use them around the sides of islands. Just pop out with those torpedoes where people aren't really expecting you to, or expecting them to appear. So I've started to fire onto what I think is a tier 2 cruiser there, taken out his rudder, or sorry, his engine straight away, which is always nice. But the reason I shot there was because I wanted to use this island as cover, and I can get behind the island, I'll drop off their radar potentially, or drop off their visibility, starting to take some shots but not really from there. Oh, sorry Mr. Tenryu, trying to avoid that. But I want to pop out from this side of the island, fire in some torpedoes, get them thinking about that whilst I'm getting my guns to work. So I'm pretty close to that. I think that's another Tenryu at 4.8 kilometers. I've actually shot behind him because I want to get my guns working on this guy whilst not being shot by the other guys, and that's very nice. I've just set him on fire. He's used his repairability straight away. And I'm at risk here. I am really, I've got 3 ships to worry about, all spotting me. But I want to take out this enemy Tenryu as quickly as possible so I can start working other guys. The way I'm doing that, I'm just leathering in with my rounds. You can see 6,000 damage. The Tenryu does not have any armour at all. And you can see I'm using AP ammo here. I always find it kind of useful on cruisers, totally miss. To use AP ammo, just gets those hits to Citadel, that penetration up. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, but I think you can take out cruisers pretty quickly. I'm just running to the edge of the map.
Our team has taken the lead.
Hit the repairability now, I'm kind of getting out of sight. And there we are. I've kind of got out of the conflict there. Everyone now can't spot me, everyone's too far away. Happy times, apart from that battleship, which I think is South Carolina, I think. Yeah, still just got his last shots. But for me, that was it. I popped in and out of combat, used my torpedoes as a deterrent, and therefore, people were more avoiding getting torpedoed, so they didn't shoot at me whilst I concentrated my fire, taking out the enemy Tenryu. So now I'm kind of thinking where to go. I've obviously got that South Carolina battleship there, which would be a pretty scary prospect to take out. I want to use the island to stay away, and I don't think he's shooting at me, hence I'm like happy to carry on shooting at him. As soon as I get a bit concerned though, this is why I want the smoke ability, which doesn't exist in Tenryu. So I'm going to get behind the island. As soon as he starts to potentially fire at me, I would be absolutely doomed. So I'm going to stay away. He has been taken out by a destroyer. So that flank, very nicely folded. Taken out a ship, got lots of hits, had a fire going, all sorts of things going on. Now I want to take out this destroyer. The fire rate should mean if I can get myself on target for this destroyer, I'll be able to do some serious damage on him. Always difficult to work out where to shoot. A couple of shots in there, misses, and he's disappeared behind the island. Next we have, that looks like a Chester, so that is tier 2. My rate of fire is going to be way better than his, so I'm just going to start absolutely leathering him with HE. Try and get him on fire. He's already on fire at the front. Almost run into my fellow cruiser as well there, but these guys are up against it now. This flank is definitely ours, so I am going to try and get as much firepower as possible. Destroyers pop round, so I am now worried about getting hits from that destroyer, but my torpedoes, getting the torpedoes going, it's going to just basically make people, as I said, move away from, manoeuvre, stop shooting at me. I've taken quite a few rounds now, I've got fire, I'm going to repair that straight away because
the enemy team has taken the lead.
I have too many downed guns, and fire is not going to be helpful at all, and I'm taking lots and lots of hits now. So I'm going to manoeuvre away. Again, create the distance, manoeuvring, using that rudder speed to keep off their shots brilliantly. One of my torpedoes, the big spread of salvo that I fired there, has taken out that Chester. I'm taken out, has hit the Chester, and it looks like he's going to be finished off pretty soon. So I knew I had the support there from those 2 cruisers behind me, so I was quite happy to go into basically a battle with those 2 light cruisers and a destroyer because of my manoeuvrability, because of the torpedoes causing havoc. I felt quite confident that they weren't going to take me out very quickly. And then you can see the destroyer tried to create havoc with his own torpedoes, but he's now spotted. Hopefully I'll get some shots in on him. Missed. Don't think I appreciated firing AP there, but never mind. And now we are looking pretty favourable in the battle. They only have 4 ships left, 2 of which are over there, so I'm going to start making sure that I can capture points A and B to get the score in our favour. And then Chester is now back in range again. He's obviously got way too many targets to worry about, so... And I probably still don't realise I'm firing AP, but that doesn't really matter. Not against Chester. Against this guy, this little destroyer, I think it would probably go straight through him, and he wouldn't even notice. As you can see, the rate of fire is absolutely awesome. When the AP hits a cruiser like that, 891 damage in one. Someone's taking a hit on me, that's not good. Only 6,000 hit points left. But I should be able... to take out this, the St. Louis. Big scary ship. Would not be good getting taken out by that at all. But now again, because I'm not being shot at, I'm quite happy to get some torpedoes in the water. Get thinking about other things other than shooting me. It is a St. Louis, so as well, if he was to start hammering me with shots, I would not last long. So I want to get behind the island, get away from him, close in as much as possible to get the torpedoes going whilst staying away from his guns. So those torpedoes, big spread. Hopefully that should do that. The Chester's on its final legs as well. I'm going to get a big salvo in. Again, AP. I find cruisers, hitting cruisers with AP awesome like that. Oh, and I'm absolutely destroyed both the Chester and the St. Louis all in one time, so I get a double kill award. Always nice. Final ship then. Again, the St. Louis. Maneuvering away from me, but I've managed to position myself quite nicely using the islands, using the speed and pace of the Tenryu to keep away from the big horrible ships, or if I have engaged the horrible ships, I'm always engaging them behind an island where they can't shoot back whilst distracting them with torpedoes. Job done.
We destroyed an enemy cruiser.
So I thought that was an awesome game with the Tenryu. 4 kills, 1,823 experience. I have 85,000 credits. Was definitely a good battle for me. In terms of the team score, as you can see there, I'm top by quite a way. And yeah, because of the speed of this ship, because of the ability for it to move around the battlefield, pick its fights, pick what you want to do. It is a fantastic ship. It is a destroyer. It plays like a destroyer. You fight like a destroyer. It's just a shame you haven't got a smoke screen. But I'll leave you there, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you found that useful. Please check out my channel for more World of Warships replays and tactics. Hopefully, I'll see you in the next episode. Take care now.